Hey, we're starting.
We're doing
We're
it.
doing it. Hey, what is up? It's my podcast. I still don't have a name for it. I'll probably have something dumb that I came up
Yeah.
with later.
Make
But
a name and
on this podcast, what are we talking about, Tyler?
talking about Ghost in the Shell.
We're going to talk about Ghost in the Shell. We're going to talk about the new Spider-Man Homecoming trailer and other things that relate to comic book movies and TV shows, maybe. So that's what we're doing today. Tyler, are you accidentally turned on Siri? Don't cut that out.
Okay.
You're familiar with The Flash
Oh yeah.
and
Flash
Arrow on the CW,
on the CW.
and they're getting too many shows, and they're getting another one. I think
More superhero shows.
Yeah, more superhero shows. It's Black Lightning.
Black Lightning. What does he do? What does he do,
I think
Kyle?
he's the black guy, and I think he shoots lightning out of his hands.
That's. Thank you. I would have never guessed from the title.
You know what, Tyler? I don't know much about the guy, but I think he's pretty good.
Oh yeah.
He's probably just fine, and they released an image of what he's gonna look like in the show. He's not just wearing a leather jacket like all the other CW guys, because you know how they all look like they're wearing a leather jacket.
They got the leather suit
and like a whole lot of leather.
Yeah.
It's like bondage. It's probably nothing like bondage. I don't know what I'm talking about. And we have a new image. It doesn't look like I can't find it for the life of me. I'll do it. I got it. Don't worry.
Is it even on the internet?
I'm pretty sure. Maybe it's on the internet. Okay.
Come on, Kyle.
I can do it. I believe. Black Lightning CW. There we go.
Okay. Oh yeah. Here we go. Let's see what he's all about.
I spelled lightning wrong. Shit. God damn it. Alright, well, Tyler, you don't watch CW shows.
Well, I've watched The Flash a few times, but
you don't watch TV in general.
No, not really.
Yeah.
I've watched Daredevil.
That's on Netflix. Do I?
Yeah.
I don't really count that.
You don't count Netflix shows?
I don't count that as
TV?
like real TV, because
okay.
You don't have to sit on a couch
and wait each week.
Yeah, See, that's what he looks like.
Oh yeah.
He kind of looks like a Power Ranger.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest.
He's pretty much the Blue Ranger,
or black. The Black Ranger. The Black Ranger. That's what he looks like. If it's anything like the other shows, it's probably gonna be just fine.
Yeah.
So, it's probably nothing to worry about. And he looks good. The suit looks good. They'll probably, only show it twice during the show to save money because they can't afford it. But, it's fine. Whatever. Moving on to other DC properties, we're getting a Batgirl movie.
Oh, yeah.
Supposedly. Actually, we're getting a lot of DC movies. They say we're going to get a lot of DC movies. I doubt any of them are going to get made. They're getting a Nightwing movie. Maybe. Possibly. Directed by the guy who did the Lego Batman, I think. And if that comes to existence, that's probably going to be good. Or maybe
DC's stepping up their game?
Probably not. We saw Suicide Squad, and that was kind of garbage. And we saw Batman v Superman, and you also thought that was garbage.
Yeah.
Wasn't very good. But, maybe this Maybe this Batgirl film will be good because it's directed by Joss Whedon. You know what he's done?
He's done all the Batman.
Wrong. He directed both of the Avengers movies that are out.
Oh.
So you know what? It's probably gonna be good, but I'm still pretty skeptical because it's a DC movie, and
you have to be skeptical of every DC
because
movie
we have yet to see a DC movie out of this current universe. That's good because I can't say every DC movie's bad.
The entirety of DC is just garbage.
Well, these last two movies were, at least, and maybe The Dark Knight Rises. I don't remember. I haven't seen that movie since a while.
Yeah, it came out in
2012. It's weird that movie and the Avengers both came out in 2012. That's just boggles my mind. But what do you think, Tyler?
I don't know.
Are you interested in a Batgirl film?
Yeah, I would definitely be interested in seeing Batgirl, and definitely gonna check out all those other DC things coming out.
Well, I
Like
mean, we kind of have
like,
to for this podcast.
Justice League.
Justice League. Hope that's good. Oh, there was a trailer last week
about
Justice League. I didn't look that good. Don't worry about it, Tyler. We had too many trailers to talk about this week. If we're going, I mean, DC's got to step up on Marvel. Because
they're the two butting heads.
They sure are, and Marvel's winning because they have make
definitely...
good movies. But you know what? DC has a step over them because Wonder Woman is coming out this year, and she's gonna be the first.
She better be.
It's good.
The best.
I hope it's good. But DC has now released the first superhero film that has a female lead, before Marvel has.
Oh, Marvel! Come
Marvel
on, this is 2017.
It's
Marvel.
2017.
Who are you?
Get with the times. Because Captain Marvel, who's their female-led film, isn't coming out until 2019 or something. Oh man! And then, I swear, there's probably another film that came out before Wonder Woman that was a female-led superhero movie. It's probably Catwoman, and probably wasn't very good. We don't talk about that movie, Tyler. Halle Berry was in that. I didn't see it.
I didn't either.
And we'll never talk about it more than now, unless we do an episode on bad superhero films. And I don't know if I want to do that to myself. You know, we bought Fantastic Four yesterday. So that was, maybe we
can do it. We can probably pull it off.
So you're interested.
I am
interested. Do you think it'll be good? Considering DC's hearing track record of not making very good films.
I don't really know, but I think it will.
You hope so?
I think they'll actually come out with something.
You know what I bet? You know what I bet's gonna happen? Joss Whedon's probably gonna drop out before the movie comes out. Like, because the Flash's director has dropped out. Like, it's lost like 3 different directors. I swear.
Mm-hmm.
DC can't make it. I'm probably gonna cut out this like 5-second long silence that just happened. Maybe I won't. Probably not. However, how's this for a really good transition? And by really good, I mean not good at all. Let's talk about the Spider-Man trailer. Now with Tyler.
Spider-Man Homecoming
trailer. What did you think of the trailer?
I thought it was good.
Yeah? Do you think it... What do you think?
Iron Man... Because, Iron Man's always a jokester. So
well, Spider-Man's also a jokester. Actually, Iron Man's more like a dad in this. He seems more like... He's like taking away...
His jokes are going to be more dad jokes, less alcoholic jokes.
He's like taking away the suit from him. Yeah. And he's like... It's like he's taking away his car, It's like... You're really bad at saving that ship that got cut in half or something. Is that what happened?
Yeah, pretty much.
This trailer kind of showed too much. Do you think? Like, do you feel like I feel like I watched the entire
maybe a
film.
Few spoilers in there?
Maybe.
Or do you think they have more to give?
To show? Well, I feel like we know the basic gist of the plot.
Yeah.
Also, you know what's weird? This movie's called Homecoming, right?
Yep.
I think there was like barely 2 seconds of an actual homecoming dance in that trailer. Like, I think there's a split second where we see that
he's even going to high school.
Yeah, and there was like a split second where that black actress was going in for the kiss. That was probably during Homecoming.
Yeah.
Did you miss that?
I mean, it was like a split second, so I remember it now. But
a real talk time, Tyler. Can we talk about the suit?
The suit, the new suit. With the bug.
I think it's dumb.
Why?
Okay, so
you don't like all the gadgets he's got?
Yeah, but like, why? Why? What? Okay, all right. So in the beginning of the trailer, he puts the suit on and it's all baggy and stuff, and he presses the little chest button,
and then it
like vacuum seals to his. It gets nice and tight. It like vacuum
all that
seals.
New tech they got nowadays.
It vacuum seals to his body, right?
Mm-hmm.
That means, first of all, it's probably pretty uncomfortable that it vacuum seals your body, and it's a button, right? Yeah. Does that mean when he gets hit in the chest, it just becomes baggy again, right?
No,
like he's fighting the Vulture. He's fighting Michael Keaton. He gives him a little kick to the chest with his little Vulture legs, right? And the suit just falls off.
What if it's like one of those like iPhone unlockers, he's got to have that
Yes,
special touch.
Oh, on his glove. All right. Well, okay, but then when the drone flies off, isn't that the button?
That is
Is
true.
that
He's
not-
just
is
pressing
that-
his drone.
Does that mean he can't take the suit off if the drone's not there? What's going on with that?
His drone
I
is the suit.
I genuinely don't understand why the suit needs to. Also, the mask also vacuum seals. Does that mean like his mask has Bluetooth or something? Because the mask is not connected to the suit. So how does it also get the signal to like vacuum seal to his face? You know?
It's all that new tech that these
Tony
these
Stark
kids
made.
got. Yeah, Tony
Also,
Stark.
you know what's gonna bother me
What?
a lot if in this movie about the new suit, if Spider-Man gets shot and the suit's not bulletproof, that means Tony Stark's just trying to get Peter Parker killed. Because if Tony Stark can make a little Iron Man glove out of a watch that folds over his hand and can like take a bullet point blank because
Tony Stark doesn't care about.
Bucky put a gun on the glove and he just took it like a champ. He wasn't even phased. So if that Spider-Man suit like gets shot and a bullet doesn't just bounce right off, then I'm gonna be really mad.
But
Because
what?
Tony Stark is just trying to get Peter Parker killed, you know?
But it's got to be a little bit of a original, you know.
What do you mean? What do you mean
Because
original?
in all the other movies, Spider-Man, he just gets like
Yeah,
cut-
but Tony
cut
Stark.
by knives.
Tony Stark didn't make the suits in the other movies because Tony Stark wasn't in that universe.
maybe Tony Stark's trying to relate to the other movies.
What are you talking about? He never got shot in the other movies. His suits are made out of gold titanium or whatever.
Relate to the other Spider-Man movies, you know? He's trying to.
No, like if Tom Holland gets shot in that movie, there better be a scene where he goes up to Tony Stark and he's like, "Hey, how come the suit's not bulletproof?" And Tony Stark's like, "What are you talking about?" And he's like, "All your suits are bulletproof, and you can even make a little Iron Man glove out of your watch. So why can't you make some fabric bulletproof?
So-
you made a drone that comes out of my suit. Why don't you make the suit bulletproof, my guy?"
So you want Tony Stark to just make let Spider-Man just a Iron Man suit that can shoot webs?
I guess.
Is that what you want?
I guess.
Is that
I
what
guess
you
he
want?
might as well.
You want there to
Why
be
doesn't
two
he-
Iron Mans and then one
There
of
are
them...
already two Iron Men. There's War Machine and he's crippled. Like he could make an Iron Man suit for all of the Avengers, but he doesn't because he's selfish. Like doesn't even have to make an Iron Man suit. I'm sure
He just gives them one of his suits.
he all at once. You can just make the cloth bulletproof. You know. Like why doesn't he do that? He made a vacuum seal to his body. He made it have little wings so he can glide or whatever.
But no.
And it has a drone, but he doesn't make it bulletproof. What's up with that? Is Tony? He's trying to get Peter Parker killed.
You know, he
Because
Tony Stark always
His web
likes
shooters have a hologram thing. Make the suit bulletproof. I bet when we talk about the movie in July, I'm gonna be ranting about it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back, listen to this episode, get mad again, and then be like, his suit's not bulletproof. It's stupid. Why isn't it bulletproof? Let's actually talk about what's in the trailer now. Let's do that because I just yelled for 5 minutes about why his suit was dumb or whatever. So, in the trailer we see. Oh, speaking of, I lied, Tyler. We're gonna talk about suits more. Homemade suit.
Oh, yeah.
Stupid.
How's
It
that
looks dumb.
stupid?
What do you mean? It looks dumb.
It's just
like
a homemade
it's
suit. What do you
sweatpants.
expect?
I could make that suit.
What do you... So? I mean, he's just trying to
Make a
pull
better
together
suit.
something.
He has to put it back on and fight the Vulture.
Doesn't really need it to be aesthetic, you know?
Yeah, it does.
He just
Everyone
needs
looks
to-
cool in the Avengers except for Spider-Man, or maybe Tony Stark gives him the suit back. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah.
He's probably definitely gonna get the suit back. But you know,
Yeah.
from the trailer, I can basically tell you what the entire plot is. You want me to? You want
Pretty much,
You want to?
yeah.
Okay, let's
just-
both come up with how the plot's gonna go. Each one has a different version. Tyler, you go first. How is Spider-Man: Homecoming gonna beginning, middle, and then go?
Well, Spider-Man meets Tony Stark. Well, that's part of the Avengers, but in Civil War, that's what happens. But then he gives him a suit, and then they go, and then he shows his friend, and he's like, "Oh, I'm so shocked that you got this suit. I'm gonna drop my Lego Star Wars
Death Star.
Death Star.
Shout out to Lego.
Yeah."
Sponsored by Lego.
And then he's they're gonna go talk to the Vulture, and the Vulture's gonna split
a ferry.
Ferry.
Yeah,
What is that?
It was like a Staten Island ferry. You never been to New York, so we don't know what a Staten. I don't know what a Staten Island is. What's a Staten?
It's the thing in the trailer. Yep.
Splits the ferry in half,
and then Spider-Man's trying
to pull it back together,
trying to mend it with his spider glue.
And Tony Stark shows up
and just helps him out because he can do whatever.
Yeah, and then Tony Stark's like, "No, man, give me the suit. Someone could have died." And then Spider-Man's like, "Oh, I'm nothing without the suit. Give me the suit." And then he goes to fight Vulture with the normal suit. Okay, I'm gonna tell my version. Of the plot now.
Go for it.
So, beginning of the movie, I think they're gonna do a flashback to Civil War where he shows up. He shows up. Yeah, he shows up with his garbage suit, right? And then he gets the new suit, and then he beats up all the Avengers.
Yep.
Not all of the Avengers, just Captain America.
Just a few of them.
Actually, Captain America kind of beat him in Civil War.
Yeah. Didn't Spider-Man kind of beat up Ant-Man?
I guess he twirled his Ant-Man beat up Spider-Man
because
he backhanded him, and then he just just passed out for a few minutes. So that's gonna happen, and then he's gonna be in high school doing all the crazy Spider-Man stuff, and he has to go
to
homecoming. That's the title of the movie.
Oh my goodness.
If they do that in the movie, imagine if they did that. It's just like, guys, we better go to homecoming. He's got to get a date for homecoming.
Oh, yeah.
What's gonna happen? So I had to ask the girl out or whatever, right? It's gonna be one of those movies where he has to girl, but I also have to be Spider-Man. What am I gonna do?
Oh no!
I have so many problems. I gotta be Spider-Man. I gotta do my homework. I gotta get a date for homecoming, and then he decides. Tony Stark tells him not to fight the Vulture, and Spider-Man fights the Vulture anyway on the ferry. And then he blows up, and he has to web
ferry gets
cut in half or whatever.
Right in half.
Right in half, and Iron Man saves the day again, even though it's a Spider-Man movie.
Cause why
I don't know. And Tony Stark's like, "Give me the suit. Give me the suit back." And he's like, "Oh, I need the suit as a drone."
And it has some cool holograms.
As a hologram. It's not bulletproof though, but it'll do. So he kicks the suit back. Then he goes fight the Vulture again. With his regular, I guess not his regular suit. With his
homemade,
with his Goodwill edition suit. I could let's get Tyler. Let's
some goggles
a week
over
before the movie. We should make
one.
We could make two for each of us and go to the movie dressed as homemade Spider-Man, and we'll be the biggest losers. We could do it. That's how much
effort he put in.
How much money do you think? What's the smallest amount of money do you think we could spend at Goodwill and make a costume that's just as good as the homemade suit?
$30.
$30, maybe 20. I'm thinking 20.
Really? Okay.
I don't know. Maybe let's figure it out. Anyway, he goes in the homemade suit, and he goes fight the Vulture in a warehouse. But then I guess the Vulture flies away, and he gives him a little web. Spider-Man gives him the web, and they start fighting on a plane for some reason.
Yep,
and then I just realized we're probably spoiling the entire movie.
Well, it's the trailer.
I guess the trailer spoiled it. Then,
yeah.
Jokes on you, everyone who's listening on SoundCloud and YouTube, and maybe iTunes if I ever figure that out. And then maybe the Vulture dies. Maybe it throws him through a turbine. It'll be really ironic, and Spider-Man will say a really bad one-liner.
Yeah.
I can't think of one right now. Foul play.
Foul play.
That's the one I'm gonna go with.
Yep.
Foul play, and that's
pretty good.
But it looks good, yeah.
Yeah,
that's basically. And then he goes back to school, and he gets to homecoming. He goes to homecoming, and he's all beat up, but it's okay because he's at homecoming.
And he got
the girl.
I
guess he does that. Oh, and he goes to Washington, D.C. at some point because he was climbing up the big Washington monument.
Because why not?
Who knows, man? And he has to do the thing. He has to fly, and
he's gotta do the.
What is that drone even supposed to do? Like, what is it? Is it like why
It's
why?
it's like those drones in the video game Watch Dogs.
What is he hack with it? Does Spider-Man start hacking? Is he gonna start?
Spider-Man's a hacker now.
Is it like it doesn't have a camera on it? Maybe it has a camera. I don't know.
Why,
What is the drone?
It's Iron Man's. It's Tony Stark's invention. It could have anything.
What is Tony Stark even doing? It's like I wonder what his thought process was. I hate that we keep going back to the suit, but it's like, you know what'd be cool? Let's make the suit that has like motors in it so it fits to your body perfectly, and the mask fits to your face perfectly. Like there's like Bluetooth in his mask or something and Wi-Fi. And let's have the web shooters have holograms, so you can like I don't know, watch YouTube while you're swinging away. I don't know, whatever. But let's not make the suit bulletproof. And have a drone in it. Have a weird drone.
A little insect drone. What is that?
Spiders are arachnids, Tyler. What are you talking? Insect drones.
Same thing.
And let's have that suit that is vacuum sealed. You can put it on by pressing a button, but let's have the button be a drone. So I guess he can't. Is the button under it?
So it's
I guess
no, is the drone like a remote?
Why
like
would
the
he
suit
need
hold so he could hold the drone out and press the button on the drone?
Do you think like when he has the suit off, he presses the button, and then the suit just shrivels right up?
It vacuums in on itself.
It like shrivels up. Oh my god, we spent too much time talking about how dumb the suit is.
Yeah.
See, I guess I am the only one who thinks the suit is dumb.
I mean, you got a good point.
I
with
do got the
non-bulletproof
vacuum suit. Yeah.
But I don't think you're hating on the vacuum part too much.
It doesn't make any sense.
What's wrong? It's just making it nice and groovy,
Nice and groovy. Tyler, it's 2017. Who says groovy anymore?
I mean, I don't know.
Also, it's probably Wonder Woman news. Maybe there was. I don't know. Who knows, man?
Yeah.
But 10 out of 10 trailer. Not enough vacuum sealed suits. Ben posted another string cheese.
Don't you love looking at string cheese?
Well, Ben, something's up with Ben. I'm a little concerned.
Love
anyway, I guess we talk about the second topic of this podcast. I forgot what we were doing for a second there. Ghost in the Shell.
In the Shell.
So we're gonna do a non-spoiler bit, and then a spoiler bit.
Oh. So
and then
I gotta,
You gotta like not say anything that happens, or maybe. Also, there are a lot of things we gotta say about this movie. Maybe. Who knows? Who knows? Who's to say? So Tyler, quickly summarize this movie? You're in high school. You should know how to quickly summarize things you seen.
Yeah. So it's pretty much they say ghost in a shell, and that's the entire plot.
Is that the entire? Okay. So the premise of you're gonna have to get better at that. D minus. Just
no.
D-
So what happens is they put a human brain in a computer.
A shell.
Computer. A robot.
A robot. A shell, maybe.
In a shell.
In a shell.
They have a brain, a ghost.
A ghost.
And then they put it in a robot.
A shell. A robot shell. Can you believe it?
Oh man.
So they put Scarlett Johansson's brain. Wait, no, they put a brain inside a Scarlett Johansson robot.
Yes,
there we go.
Yes, exactly.
And then the Scarlett Johansson robot, they make the Scarlett Johansson robot do all kinds of secret agents.
Yeah.
She's a secret agent, and she has to. They send her out, and she finds like a weird terrorist man, and he has to stop that terrorist man. That's pretty much the plot of the movie. I just realized there's not very much to the plot of this film.
Yeah.
I mean, I just realized it.
Scarlett Johansson has to find herself.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
That was a really. Okay, I guess it's non-spoiler talk. Wow, did you? Okay, I thought the movie looked like visually.
It was
very
really
pretty,
good.
Really pretty. Like all the CGI ads. Speaking of CGI ads, I'd lose my mind if I was walking through that city. Like I couldn't.
With some 3D.
It's like imagine the unskippable YouTube ads, not abs. Unskippable YouTube ads, but everywhere you walk, like
it's
you're going
like pretty much
like
New
you're going,
York City.
But worse.
But worse.
No,
like
think
to
about
a whole new level.
New York City, you don't have to look at them because they're all high up.
Not all of them.
They're pretty high up, you know. But now they're 3D and they can talk to you, and you just like, it's just like, I'm just trying to get the work, you know. Leave me alone. I can't skip it.
Yeah.
You can't skip the ad because it's permanently there. And I thought the invisible effect was pretty neato.
Yeah. Scarlett
Johansson, weird naked robot body.
Invisible.
Turns
because
invisible.
her skin.
Because her skin's invisible.
And she can.
I wonder if the mic's picking that up.
Beat people up.
She's really good at beating people. Oh, that's right. Speaking of beating people up, what did you think of the action in this film?
It was pretty good.
Yeah, but do you remember any of it?
I remember a few parts.
Do you remember the spider tank?
Yes.
I did.
The spider
There's a spider. Apparently, that's in the original.
Really?
So I guess they do escalate. We should probably preface this by saying we have not seen the original version.
No.
We'll get around to it probably sometime in the future. But apparently there is a spider tank. When that came up, I guess I don't know if it's spoiler. It's not really spoiler. I suppose it doesn't do much to the plot. But I feel like they really escalated when they sent in the spider tank, didn't they?
That was like the big finale.
And it wasn't even that good of a big finale. It also had. Okay, I know we just said that all the CGI looked really good, but there was like a 2-second bit where
most of the CGI art was really good, but then the motions, like moving.
Okay, there was a bit. No, it shouldn't have looked that bad because they figured out how to CGI some sort of invisible Scarlett Johansson. I guess that's how they got away with it.
Yeah,
because it was invisible.
Because it was invisible.
But there was a bit in the movie where Scarlett Johansson's run away from the spider tank, and spider tank's shooting a bunch of shells on it. He's jumping up buildings like a Mario, you know, and it was like watching a video game.
Yeah.
Because her model looked like an action figure, and if you think about it, she kind of is an action figure because she's a robot, just a real big action figure.
But it did not seem realistic.
It didn't look real.
At all.
It was like watching Oculus VR.
It was
or
like
something. That was probably not a good analogy.
A child throw a minifigure up some buildings.
It's probably. I guess that doesn't really explain the CGI a whole lot, but it was decent. I guess that was probably the highlight of this movie, not the plot, not
just the look.
Characters, because there weren't. Were there
the
any
characters were pretty good.
Were they like
the one dude with the
robot eyes?
Robot eyes.
Okay, so here's the thing. Okay, what was his name?
Who knows?
Yeah, exactly. These characters weren't that good either. Like we didn't really. It wasn't really clear
character
what
development. They
didn't really.
They only talked about Scarlett Johansson.
They more or less, and we don't even know Scarlett Johansson's name.
Well, we learned
it later. Like we learned it halfway through the movie, and that's actually a spoiler. We can't talk about that, but that's also a really big problem that involves whitewashing in this film. But we'll get to that later. But the characters, they didn't do much. They were all boring. They showed up to help out They didn't help out Scarlett Johansson. Scarlett Johansson did literally everything on her own, and there's nothing to it. The plot was boring. I'm gonna be honest with you, Tyler. I was like looking at my watch every once in a while. I'm like, when's this fucking movie end? When's this? I guess I spoiled my opinion on this movie already, but
that's all right. That's what this is for.
That is what this is for. But I don't want to say it's a bad movie. It wasn't very good, I guess. But
I wouldn't
say all these
give
pieces.
It a 5-star
rating. Is that how are we grading these? We'll figure that out.
Yeah.
So Scarlett Johansson's character, she didn't even do much in character development, I guess. She even after she went through all the Ghost in the Shell stuff, she just kept being a secret agent still.
Yep.
Except now,
and then
she knows who she is, I guess.
She discovered.
She discovers so many things. Okay. What was another? Everyone acted pretty well, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess it makes sense. Like Scarlett Johansson's a pretty solid actress, but I feel like she was just really bored.
Yeah.
The entire movie. Like, this movie wasn't... Like, not every movie has to be, like, a Marvel movie where it has to make jokes all the time. But even when... Did this movie try to make jokes? Were there jokes in that movie? Like,
no,
there was
more action.
There was, like, a middle finger joke.
Yeah,
joke?
But it was very bad.
But she's a robot, so she doesn't have any emotion. She wasn't, like, smiling, having a little chuckle.
She was just
pointing
her middle finger.
How many fingers am I holding? And she's like, that's rude.
Very funny.
Like, even the robot eye guy was supposed to be the funny guy, right?
Yeah, but he wasn't.
Was he supposed to be a funny guy? I haven't seen the original. Maybe he's funny in original. Who knows?
Yeah.
But everyone, it's ironic. It's a movie about robots and people who are robots, and everyone acts like a robot. Everyone's like really emotionless and boring.
Yeah.
And stuff.
So it fits pretty well,
I guess. There were a lot of weird things. Okay, I guess this goes back to us not having seen the original, but a lot of robot stuff was pretty weird. Like when Scarlett Johansson gets captured by the bad guy robot.
Yep.
Is that a spoiler? Who knows? Is the bad guy's a robot? Don't know where bad guy in quotes. We'll get there. We'll get there in spoilers. Should we just go to spoilers? Let's just go to spoilers. This is the spoiler bit. If you want to see Ghost in the Shell, I don't recommend it. Tyler, you recommend it?
I wouldn't recommend it. It was good. If you're really into that type of thing, then go see it.
If you've seen the original, probably just stick with the original. I'd assume. Just stick with that's probably way better. Okay, all the robot stuff I was really weirded out with all the robot stuff. Like, there was a bit where there was a scientist and her eyes just flipped right up.
Her eyes just came off of her head, and then she plugged in
like some goggles
to
her like her eye sockets
where her eyes used to be.
Like, what?
I don't know how it works.
That was weird.
It didn't make any sense.
And and it's implied that everyone has cybernetic enhancements except the one guy.
Yeah, except for the one guy that blatantly says it. He's like,
I like being human. Oh, that's right. All the philosophical themes of the original are just dumbed right down. We need to talk. It's right. Okay.
Yeah, they just tell you all the themes.
They say, okay, the biggest problem with this movie is that they dumb down everything because they think everyone's an idiot.
There's no such thing as reading into this movie.
There's no subtle. They're not subtle because they say ghost in the shell. They say the words ghost or shell, perhaps maybe even in the same sentence at least like 30 times in this movie. Like
one time they describe Scarlett Johansson as a ghost in the shell,
and apparently like in the original they use ghosts as like a slang for a soul, so maybe that's why it's used so much. But
still
we haven't seen it.
And then the last bit where the
let's start from the plot. Okay, so the plot is Scarlett Johansson. Oh, we have to talk. Okay, we gotta quickly run through the plot because it's gonna be we gotta have the build up to it. It's not gonna make sense if we just jump into it.
Yeah.
So in the first few minutes we see her getting built, which that's actually a pretty neat sequence of her getting built. We see this woman in like a gurney, like a stretcher, and she's getting rushed to the hospital and they yank her brain out. We don't see her face because that plays into it later. She yanks her brain out. They put her in the robot. Robot gets built, and then she's like, "Your parents were killed in a terrorist attack," but that's not really the truth. Oh no! And then it cuts to a year later, and she's fighting terrorists, and this terrorist guy who's killing a bunch of scientists, and these scientists worked at the company where Scarlett Johansson was built, and basically she finds out that the guy who's killing them is connected to her past somehow because she learns that
he's an earlier prototype.
Yeah, he's like an earlier version of her that failed.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's a failed test.
Failed, and she finds out that they've been planting fake memories in her, and she's like, "Who am I?" And because it's about self-identity, and there was like a really weird, uncomfortable 3 minutes where she was it a hooker that she got? Did she get a she got a hooker, and then she just caresses her face for a little bit, and
touches her lips, and
I'm gonna be honest, I think that was the most interesting part of the movie where she's just like, who am I? Am I really human? And they kind of made it less interesting because they kept saying "ghost in a shell" about 50 times per minute.
Yep.
What else happened? I forgot. This movie's not very memorable.
And then she talked to the...
Oh, okay, and then they capture her again.
She turns scientist. She turns herself in.
She turns herself, and the guy who runs the company, who's we can use her as a weapon. Tells the scientist who built her to
terminate
her. Then she's like, you're still human. Her ghost is still there. I swear to God.
She gives her memories.
Okay, she gives her like a flash drive, but we never see her like put the flash. We just see her holding it.
It's just implied that
I guess
she
is it. I wish they let us implied other. I wish it was implied other things like what it means to be human or self-identity. Not that she at one point put a flash drive in a computer. And okay, so she finds her memories and she goes to like this apartment complex where she meets this like Japanese lady.
Who's her
mom? Oh, and it's like revealed at the end of the movie. Nothing. The bad robot is from her past and is her friend and is also a brain in a brain in a robot or a ghost
in a shell.
A ghost in a shell.
It's sad because they literally
said
that.
Oh my God. It's really bad. Maybe it's an original. I'm assuming if we saw the original, maybe we wouldn't like that either. Who knows? But the thing is, if you like the original and you've listened this far into spoilers, don't go see it because the original's probably better and they probably didn't dumb it down. Like you got to keep up. You got to be smart about these things. So the problem here is it's revealed that her name is Motoko Kusanagi, which is her original name in the original Japanese. And now Tyler, it's a Japanese series, right?
Yep.
Which means the characters are Asian. It's an anime. And one of the problems was whitewashing. And this is like literally whitewashing. And that's probably a really big problem.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a really big problem. They literally took the brain of a Japanese woman
girl
and put it in the robot body of a white person.
Yep.
Which
and then
I guess
changed her name to Major.
No, her name was like Mira Killian or something. Like,
know.
Okay, that's pretty bad, right? That you
Yeah.
like completely wipe the identity of a Japanese girl and give her a white body and a white name with false memories. But in the context of the movie, what are they? In the context of the movie, I guess it didn't really matter to them if it was a white robot because they just needed her to beat people up or something.
Yeah, and also it kind of showed the company that was making her just did not care about her.
Yeah, because they wanted
self.
her. They wanted just because their identity ghost in a shell. And that's a big problem. You think that's what do you think, Tyler? What's up with this whole whitewashing thing? What do you think about it? Did you just hear about this now? Because you haven't heard about this movie before, right? Until we watched it.
Haven't.
So what do you think of this whole whitewashing deal with putting Japanese girl in a robot?
Well,
a white robot.
Was the robot Japanese in the original?
I think
Do you know?
so because I think
and then for this movie they just changed it into a white.
So that's a problem. That's a big problem.
And they tried to make her as Japanese as possible by giving her the black hair and the.
No, because she's just in the original. I think the company is also Japanese. That's another point. That's kind of weird.
Yeah, and then
a white guy runs a Japanese company. I assume because it's got what's the company called? It's like Tonka, like Tonka like the trucks, like the toy cars.
It's
also
called on the side of
they make toy cars. So it's Honka, and that's a weird word to say. I can't say that with a straight face. So it's called Honka, and it's a Japanese company, I assume. It's implied it's a Japanese company, right? But a white guy runs it, and a white guy builds white robots, and they put Japanese people in that. That's a really big problem.
And they don't know what they're really not thinking this
now,
through.
This is,
they're just
like, I understand that they got Scarlett Johansson because Scarlett Johansson she's an actress and she makes money. She draws the people in, but they really shouldn't have made it that there was a Japanese girl and they just yanked her brain right out.
Could have. And the weird thing is they could, I don't want to have them change the original too much, but they made the other dude white and his previous self was also white.
No, the bad guy, right? Who are we talking about?
What? Because he was white as a robot. Was his previous self?
Who was?
The terrorist.
Oh, the terrorist guy. No, he was also Japanese.
And then they put him into.
They also put him in a white.
They're making everyone.
Yeah, they. You know what? I feel like it would have been. I wonder if it would. It's probably would have been just as bad if they did the other way around. If they just yanked out a white person brain, put in a Japanese robot. I feel like that could be even worse because that's like not even just like physical appearance. I can't talk. Have you noticed this entire podcast? I can't say a word straight. I can't say. That probably wasn't even a real sentence. No one says words straight. That's not a real phrase that people use. Anyway, the point is, it's really bad that they did this. I feel, because that's kind of like they're taking whitewashing up a level. Yeah, kind of.
They're just like,
not to say that I'm like a super like liberal about this stuff. Recently they had the Iron Fist thing. He's not Asian. I don't care that he's not Asian. It's not a big deal. But I feel like
if you're gonna
I feel like you go first, Tyler. What were you gonna say?
If you're gonna have a character that's like Japanese and then you just change,
this is even worse than just recasting her as a white person.
Entirely change them during the movie,
right?
And turn them into a white person.
Like they literally just turned it.
Literally just
and it. There are interviews where Japanese people are like, it's not a big deal that it's a white actress because it's about ghosts and shells. The philosophical thing is about identity, and if you're like really human, if are you really human if your body's completely artificial and only your brain remains? But it's kind of like eliminates the identity part because they put a Japanese woman in a white Scarlett Johansson robot. And that's pretty weird. And we spent a while talking about this. But that's basically like one of the biggest problems with it. Another problem. Remember how she meets her mom?
Yep.
Her mom made a really big leap that's just like, you remind me of my daughter. And that's
how?
And they explained it. I'm just like, it's a really, really big jump you got there. What did you think of that, Tyler?
I don't know. Because she said, oh, the way that you look at me reminds me of my daughter. Like,
oh, and that was another thing that they didn't have to like outright say. They could have just have them meet, and then it's like whatever. It's like, oh, that was probably her mom. That's probably what it was.
Yeah, but then they actually said, oh, you remind me of my daughter.
And then in the end, they like hug, and I guess that part's okay, but
And in the end, she looks at her own gravestone.
Yeah. Also, do you think it was weird that her name was in English? Not in like... I know there was like the Japanese characters under it, but why did it say Matoko Kusanagi in English?
And when they carved their names in on the tree, those were also in English.
Okay, where does this take place? Is it implied it's in an Asian country?
Yeah,
everything okay.
I think it is.
Are they... What the fuck's going on in this movie? Why did they write their names in English? I'm gonna look it up right now. Hold on, I'm gonna see where the remake takes place.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure it's
okay, hold on.
in future.
Ghost in the Shell. Ghost. This is a lot of dead silence. We gotta keep talking over this.
Okay.
Hold on. So it has to be in an Asian country. Yeah. See, look, the first article I found was race and identity. Race is like they actually messed it up. How did it? Let's see. Here we go. Come on. Because it's an Asian country. We see like Mandarin everywhere. I think it's Mandarin at least, or the kanji or whatever. But their names are in English for some reason. Here we go. Wikipedia could go really fast right now. I hope.
Where is it at?
Cybernetics. It is Honka. That's a really weird name. Where are they? No, it has to be in Japan because they have geishas.
Okay.
Because geisha's a Japanese thing.
So it's in Japan.
It's in Japan,
but
a white guy runs a Japanese company.
White guy. The white guys are still
like, why is
ruling?
Like, how many? We saw like maybe 2 Japanese guys in this.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Credit where credit is due. There was like an old Japanese guy, and he's apparently a badass. And I didn't see that coming.
Oh, yeah.
That was actually new.
That was
like
cool.
I was like, oh, that's pretty neat.
Because he was hanging out.
He was like I thought he
like
also. he's bulletproof or something. Like it's. I just assumed he was human the entire time.
I thought he like blocked the bullets with his briefcase.
No, but he like definitely got shot. Not in the briefcase.
Okay.
But I don't know. But he that was pretty neat. And then he fucking kills the guy.
Yeah.
He kills the guy in the end. The big
and then he empties
villain.
his
He just dumps
his
all
revolver.
his little shells. Yeah, his all little bullets out. And that was pretty neat. Credit where credit is due. That was a pretty good scene. And I really liked. Okay, as dumb as the bit with Scarlett Johansson and her mom was, I genuinely liked that bit.
Yeah.
I liked it. You know, that's basically okay. We gotta grade this. And the only way we know how to grade because we're high school students and we see grades all the time.
Oh yeah.
So letter grade, Tyler. What would you grade this movie?
I'd say it gets a solid B-.
That's a B-. I'm gonna give it a C, just a regular C.
Regular C.
Regular C, B-. I guess you enjoyed this movie more than I did.
Yeah, it definitely had its problems, but
I kind of don't want to leave the podcast off with just all us talking about how the weird robot thing was, or not like putting. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I guess that concludes the first episode of our podcast. Can you believe it, Tyler? I think I spent like 5 minutes yelling about how the Spider-Man suit was. Maybe people.
That's great.
I really hope people don't. It's not always gonna be like that. I promise. Maybe in the next whenever something dumb happens, I don't know. But next week we gotta figure out what we're talking about. Also, I feel like this is the bit where we should talk about things that we want to watch. There's this Netflix series. It's called 13 Reasons Why. It's about the Suicide Girl, and I kind of want to watch that. So maybe we're not gonna talk about it
later.
It's probably not. I just say I want to read it. It was based off a book. They tried to make a movie out of it for a while.
I read the book.
Man. Oh, you read the book?
Yeah.
Did you like the book?
Yeah.
Yeah, they made a Netflix series out of it.
Yeah.
And it was. I'm gonna watch it. I don't want to read the book.
I recommend the book.
He recommends 13 Reasons Why, the YA novel. I want to thank Emilio for doing the art for our podcast. Follow him at Etzel_Harris at Instagram. Gotta plug him, because he's gotta give him more. Dude, follow me on Instagram at deadassb, which is DADV. It's VSS.B, right? Is that how? I don't know. DADVSS. Follow me on Instagram, and if this is your first time listening, consider subscribing to us on YouTube or following us on SoundCloud. It's great to support us, I guess. And we'll see you next week. Tyler, do you have anything to say? You want to plug yourself?
This has been great. Nope, just don't follow me.
We gotta figure out what we to talk about next week.
I
don't know. We'll figure it out. See you next week. Bye. Tyler, you gotta say, where are your manners? Say bye.
Bye.